Real people, real opinions.
Real Talk Radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
Ireland's classic hits.
As you may or may not know, not that I have a huge interest in sport or have any clue what's going on, generally speaking, but I do know this because of all the hoo-ha about it. And Spain won the Women's World Cup, or the Women's World Cup. And you may have missed the little detail over the last few days as the win was overshadowed by the scandal of the kiss. It's just been called #TheKiss. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, let me fill you in. Unfortunately, I can't show you because it would be better if I could show you in somewhere, but I can't. So it's obviously radio. On the 20th of August, Spain beat England in the final of the World Cup. The game finished 1-0. During the ceremony after the team's victory, I'm going to get his name wrong, Luis Rubiales. Did I get that? Was okay, wasn't it? The president of the Royal Spanish Football Federation kissed Jennifer Hermosa, a star forward, right on the lips. Now, let me explain if you haven't seen the video. So he grabbed her, she grabbed him, the two of them were in an embrace. Jane, don't look at me like that. She had her arms around him, he had her arms around her. He put her hand up to her face, he kissed her on the cheek, as they do culturally in those countries, and he gave her a kiss on the lips. Now, it wasn't an open mouther, it wasn't a snog, it was a mwah. And then he just kind of patted her on the back and off she went. And then he gave the next one a hug and the next one a hug. He was kind of hugging them all. It was a jubilant moment, probably the biggest moment of his footballing career. This has caused quite a stir, causing many to call it a Me Too moment of Spanish football. Miss Hermosa said afterwards that she had not consented to the kiss and that she had faced pressure to publicly play down Mr. Rubiales' actions. She said that no person in any work, sports or social setting should be the victim of these types of non-consensual behaviours. Mr. Rubiales initially apologised for it, but later backtracked, insisting in remarks on Friday that the act had been spontaneous, mutual, euphoric and consensual. He also accused his critics of engaging in false feminism. Then last weekend, FIFA, the world's top soccer body, suspended him and barred him from contacting Ms. Hermosa. On Monday, the Spanish prosecutors opened a criminal investigation into Mr. Rubiales' conduct, and later that day, his own association called on him to step down immediately. Now, it's worth noting that in a separate incident, Rubiales was filmed grabbing his crotch in a victory gesture while standing a few feet away from the Spain's queen and her 16-year-old daughter, for which he apologised going back some time ago. But what I want to know is it really a big deal? Or is she right? It was non-consensual. It's hard to know in the situation when you watch the video. It didn't look like she removed her arms. Her hands were on his waist or side. She was hugging him as well. It didn't look like she backed off. It looked like she played a part in that as well. Now, he did kiss her. He put both hands on the side of her face after he had kissed her on both cheeks, which would be quite traditional and cultural in countries like Spain, Italy, France and places like that. And again, because you can't see it, or if you haven't seen the kiss, it wasn't a romantic type of kiss, if maybe that's the right words I'm using for it. It was more like a mwah on the lips. Now, certainly here in Ireland, that's not something we would do. It's not the way we would gesture in Ireland, but in some countries culturally around the world, they do gesture differently. He said it was spontaneous. It probably was the most spontaneous moment in his life. They had just won the World Cup. But whether he was wrong or whether he was right, or whether he should or shouldn't have apologised, should his career have gone down the toilet, along with possibly a criminal conviction for sexual assault? That's what I want to know. How would you feel if your boss kissed you on the lips in front of everyone? If you did a really good job, for example, would you be okay with that? Maybe not quite the same thing. You know what I mean? I mean, your boss kissing you on the lips because maybe you got a good sale that day is not the same as winning the World Cup, for God's sake, really, is it? That's a very euphoric moment. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be a soccer player and win the biggest competition in the world that's watched by billions of people. That must be a very euphoric moment. And I certainly don't want to play it down for this woman who obviously believes that it was non-consensual and she was upset by it. She didn't seem too upset afterwards, by the way. It was only days later that she seemed to be upset by it. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let me know, are people overreacting to the kiss scandal, as it's been called. Have we all gone mad and do we need to relax? Or are people right? Was it wrong for him just to do that in the first place? Let me know what you think. The number, as usual, 087 188 0008. John is a man of the world. John O'D, how are you?
I'm very good. Yourself?
John, have you seen the kiss?
Have I watched? I know how many times I looked at it there just to make sure from what I was seeing there was so much controversy about it. But to me, the best way I would describe this, look, this is wokery gone mega mental. Simple as that.
Which she didn't ask for it now, in fairness. She didn't ask for the
Look,
kiss.
you just made a point here like that people like in Spain, Italy, Greek people, men are like when they meet each other in company, they haven't seen each other a while, whatever, they embrace, they kiss each other on both cheeks. They're very affectionate, like they're very huggy. You know, they're very quite comfortable hugging another man. We are not here. Neither are the English really, but the Irish definitely are not. No, I just wonder if the woman had been the president, right?
Mm-hmm. And she had to kiss the man.
I know she had kissed the girl. And suppose we'll say the president that he is was a woman, kissed the girl, right? And that she was of a sexual persuasion, right? Would there be something about that then? I guarantee you, we wouldn't be having this conversation, or wouldn't be in any radio station.
Yes, good point. We wouldn't be.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's one point.
Because it is clear to say, and looking at it many times as you did, I don't believe there was anything sexual or romantic in it.
None whatsoever. The poor man was so excited and so happy that his team, the Spanish girls team, had won the World Cup. This was the World Cup they won, right? And the man was so taken up with it, so euphoric, so excited that he just, in sheer enthusiasm, grabbed her and kissed her. But there was nothing sexual in that, like. And to even suggest it, and to almost brand the man out as a bloody sexual pervert. But I guarantee you, if the Brits had won it, and if the same thing had happened, and you know they're trying to win a World Cup of any sort since 1966, if they had won it, I guarantee you, and if the same kiss had happened over there wouldn't be a whimper about it. They'd be so bloody happy to win the World Cup.
Mm. Well, why do you think it's happening? And there's now protests. Like, this has gone mad. There's protests all over Spain. Women are going mad. This is a Me Too moment. This is terrible.
Jesus,
he's now being investigated he's now being investigated by the police.
I mean, to compare it to the Me Too movement, I think they've said this is Spain's Me Too was absolutely outrageous. We're talking about a group of people that for decades in Hollywood put up with the groping, the suggestion and other stuff went along to get their bloody name up in lights and their big ass up on the silver screen, right? They put up with it, and then when it all broke with Harvey Weinstein, whatever, they all came out of the closet then, and they were all, oh, Me Too, Me Too, Me Too. But I mean, there was
genuine. No, in fairness to the Me Too movement, there were genuine cases of people who had been, men and women, by the way, who had been abused or taken advantage of.
But there was a lot of them, Niall, and they could have come out years before.
Yeah, but absolutely. A lot of them were doing it for money. They were doing it for money.
They could have saved a lot of younger actresses coming up, like from the Weinsteins of this world and all that. But I mean, like, to compare it, like, I mean, to that, to the man that got so excited over winning the World Cup, like, I mean, and to compare the Me Too movement and calling this Bain's Me Too is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, Ms. Hermosa said afterwards that she had not consented to the kiss and that she had faced pressure to publicly play down his actions. She said that no person in any work, sport or social setting should be the victim of this type of non-consensual behaviour.
And this idea like that somebody, like if you went into work in the morning, a girl, and she was after performing well, we say, for the company, and won a new contract or something, the boss ran over and kissed her on the lips. That's not the same thing. We're talking about sport. And if you
look at lads in the English FA, and they score a goal. They're practically on top of one another.
They're humping each other on the field almost and kissing each other.
I always think that's the weirdest thing ever when you see them scoring a goal and they're all hanging out of one another. I
mean, in fairness, like, you never see the Cork and Kerry GA footballers doing that. Like, no way.
Absolutely not. Now, who do I want to go to? Let me go to Kathleen, my Irish Kathleen.
Hello now.
How, Kathleen? How are you?
Oh, I'm okay, yeah. What I'd like to say is that I think before he kissed this girl, I think he touched her breasts, you know.
He was. He took.
I think before he went.
No, he didn't touch her breast. I don't think he touched.
did not.
I don't think he touched her breast.
Before he went to kiss her.
He put his
it was
arms around her.
insinuated that
No, okay. Let's for
Yeah,
people who haven't seen
okay,
it. She was on the pitch.
Yeah.
He went and he was doing it.
Yeah, I
by the
know.
way, he hugged them all. He put his
Yeah,
arms
of
around
course.
her.
Yeah, that's allowed.
Yeah. He put his arms
He's
around
allowed
her.
to- yeah,
She put her
okay,
arms. She
okay.
put her arms around him. He
Yeah.
then lifted his hands up towards her face, and as he did that, he kissed her
Yeah.
cheek. And then he put his hands in
Yeah.
her face with excitement, and he shook her on the face, and she seemed to be smiling and happy. And then he just went mwah on the lips. Now it wasn't an open mouther. There was no romantic. It didn't look
just
romantic.
like you give.
No
Yeah,
tongues
like you
involved.
just kind of kiss a close friend or something like
Yes,
that.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I.
Okay, now
I
to defend
understand
her, she didn't ask for it. She didn't consent to it as
No.
far as she was concerned. So I do want to have some
No.
defence for her there. But do you think he should lose his job, Kathleen?
Well, I think that no, I don't think he should lose his job now. But I'd like to know who put the woman up to it.
What do you mean?
I'd like to know. I'd like to know who put this lady up to, making a stand or making, that it was wrong what the man did.
Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she genuinely felt that way. She might have been put up to it by anybody.
I think
Yeah,
there's more
she might
going on
have
there
been
now.
pushed.
Yeah.
You think, John? I know nothing about
Yeah,
soccer
there's
or
more
football.
been-
So,
Yeah.
why you think there's something else
neither
going
do
on?
I.
Yeah, because there's a
You
lot
don't
going on
know
the
what goes
background
on
there
behind the scenes, do you?
about pay rises and everything and all, and there's a lot of other stuff, internal politics going on, and I think some people are using this. I read it, and the guy's mother has gone hunger strike now.
I heard that today, but I don't know how true it is. His mother has gone on hunger strike to defend him.
Yeah, that's it's been said today.
She's gone into a
That's
church
correct.
and she's on hunger strike now. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful, isn't it?
I mean, that's
It's
stupid.
terrible. Yeah.
I mean, to me, with the way you've put it across now, I don't think the man should lose his job. I think you make a good point there where he done it out. Oh my God, we've won the World Cup. Yeah. Don't talk
But you
about
see,
1966, please.
what's after happening now, Niall, is like their win now has been studied completely. Everyone is talking about this incident. No, there's no one talking about the team winning the cup. It's absolutely ridiculous what's after happening. It really is. And I tell you, all people know that are being for his blood. Supposing no, and the pressure he's under at the moment. Supposing the report came tomorrow morning, the man was after taking his own life.
That would be horrendous. That would be horrendous.
For a fucking kiss, excuse the language.
I do want to reiterate again because I'm very conscious of the fact that some people would disagree with what he done, and that she did say she didn't consent to it. Now, looking at the video, it doesn't look like she resisted it either. Now, and I want to be very careful. I do want to be careful with the words I use because I don't want to be unfair. But in saying that, she was as jubilant as he was at that particular moment in time.
I didn't see her recoiling and even.
No, I didn't.
So you see it, calling a spade now. I agree with what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, okay, well, hang on. Let me go to Sarah as well. Let me get another female opinion on this. Sarah, have you seen The Kiss?
The kiss is just a kiss. It was just
A smile is just a smile. Yeah.
and we'll keep on smiling. Anyway, right? That was a kiss, right? He was so proud. He was so excited. You could see it in his actions. You can see it in his behaviour. It didn't come across any way disgusting or perverted. He was just genuine, so happy and excited. That's what I got out of that video.
Okay, if he did it to you and you were the footballer on the pitch, how would you feel?
I'd have put my arms around him. Sure, you always feel like if it was the other way around, you know what I mean? Just because, you do see it happening.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Is it just because a woman, the man kissed the woman? But what if a woman kissed the man? Would it be all headlines about it?
No, there wouldn't be.
And, if you don't do a bit of research, she's not into men.
Oh, is she not?
So, maybe she has an issue with herself. In regards to
I didn't know that. Now I'm not aware of her sexuality or sexual orientation.
Well, in any way, the way I look at it is, I think it's shocking the way they're treating that manager.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not a huge football fan, but as you say, you just see it when you're passing.
Are we missing? Are we all missing something here? That if there's so much outrage going on about it, and I have 3 people on the air who all think it's lunacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially
I
women.
think, Niall, I think it's the calendar thing. You know what I mean? This woman is.
Can I stop? Can I just say that's not me? That's Jane, by the way. Jane is
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Kathleen.
No, you should give a glass of hot chocolate there. You know what I mean?
It's like being in a pub with a lot of drunks at night. This is just yeah, sorry, John. Yeah, go ahead.
You should give Earl Brown a spin there, hot chocolate. It started with a kiss.
It started with a kiss. Jane, you missed that one. Hot chocolate. It started with a kiss.
That's my favourite song. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it will start with a kiss, but I think his career is going to end with a kiss. To be honest with you.
No, I think it's Tom Jones version. What's that extra time?
Oh yeah, Kiss, the Prince song, Kiss.
Yeah, listen, God bless him. That's all I can say. Like, and I did hear that about God bless his mother. Like, she's gone on hunger strike and all that. That was horrible.
That's crazy.
There you go. Hurry up there, Jane. Hurry up.
No.
Listen.
Oh, yeah, I love this.
You and I were inseparable. I wouldn't think she'd be thinking like that at the moment, to be honest with you. Anyway, sorry, getting back to the conversation. On a serious note, Sarah.
Right, now, just one more thing.
Yeah.
Save all your kisses for me.
Stop.
Save all your kisses for me. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye.
That has to be the cheesiest song ever.
Niall.
Yes.
Niall, this is turning into a lock-in.
Oh, it is. It's the cheesiest song ever. Can you remember who sang "Save All Your Kisses for Me"?
Brotherhood of Man, isn't it?
Good man, John. The Brotherhood of Man. Well done to you. 2 points to John.
That's a long time ago.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good now.
Okay, sorry, Sarah. On a serious note, as a woman, you know,
Right.
we're very conscious over the last 10 years, particularly about consent. Consent is very important, and absolutely, and I don't want to minimise that or laugh it off. But, you know, we have to change our behaviour. Now, in Ireland, that's probably not something that would have happened because it's culturally we're different. In places like Spain, Italy, Greece, France, people do tend to kiss each other a bit more on the cheeks or on the maybe now and again on the lips. I don't know how they do it. But in saying that, is it time that people started thinking about their behaviour when it comes to this kind of thing?
Well, that's the way it's becoming now. Like, I think it's terrible, shocking. Like years ago, like, you wouldn't, like, say, is it okay? Like, I'm a huggy person. I love hugs and I love giving hugs. And that'd be out of gratitude or like just, I don't know what it is about me. That's the way I am.
Yeah.
You know, but it's coming to the stage like, is it okay if I give you a hug? Like, it was never like that years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just did it. You just did
give
it.
them a hug,
Well,
like,
and
you know, and
another
then
thing,
you
Niall,
know then. Sorry, go on.
This term that I have been thrown out there, I think this is Sky News last night there with the paper review and stuff like that. That's for sexual violence. Like, to me, that is a supreme insult to anyone that has gone through sexual violence or domestic violence. To be describing that kiss as sexual violence, that's another bloody outrage.
Exactly.
And you know something, I tell
you,
you needn't worry about the climate change and all and Ryan and about global warming, because if this kind of carry on, this bullshit and this whole carry on of this political correctness and all this wokery, no one will copulate with each other and the human race will just die off. So don't worry about global warming, because if this carries on, there'll be nobody left to copulate.
I didn't hear the term sexual violence being used. It does seem as a gross exaggeration of what happened.
That's a disgrace.
Although I know there are people who refer to any sexual act or unprovoked or unconsensual sexual act as sexual violence. I always use the word violence. To me, strikes up another image in my mind of something that would be very be violent.
No, you've got to realise over, I don't know how many years, I wouldn't know much about the football team, but like,
I know nothing about football.
They have been in contact. They have, like, I'm sure over the years or the months or whatever, they've built up a relationship. And if that was the case, I think something would have been well reported by then if he was that type of a person. And I don't think he would do anything like that in front of the world in such a proud moment. And the sad part about it is now, they have took the enjoyment,
There you
the
have.
pleasure out of that.
Out of the
You
win.
know, out of
It's
that
right.
team win.
Yeah, no, the whole thing has
You
been
know,
destroyed. Yeah, absolutely. It's been completely
exactly.
overshadowed by a kiss.
Yeah.
Madness.
That's insane.
Absolute madness.
But then you have, on the other hand, it is very serious for, like, as you were speaking about earlier, like, if you did a good job and your boss came up and gave you a kiss. Like, I'd probably end up knocking the boss out, like, because...
I don't think, I mean,
Kiss to do
yeah,
the job.
myself and Jane were talking about it earlier on, and Jane said that to me. You know, how would you feel, for example, if our boss come up and say the Jane Law figures were good for the radio and gave me a kiss? You know, and I said, firstly, it's not the same thing because he's a man. And I said, secondly, I said, it's hardly the same as winning the World Cup. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
It's not a public arena. It's not out in the middle of a crowd of, 60,000 people or 80,000 people watching you with 20 billion people watching you on telly. It's not the same. It just isn't the same thing. That moment was completely euphoric. Now, hold on. Jane wants to interject here. So she wants to get involved in this. Sorry, Jane, go ahead. Jane, get involved there, Jane, if you want to. Turn on your microphone there and get involved. Look at her getting all excited now. She doesn't know what to be doing with herself. Go on, Jane. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm very busy.
Go on,
Okay, turn yourself up. Turn your volume up a little bit there. Go on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go on.
All right, I'm very, very busy, obviously. But I have to say, the point you just made, the fact that it was in an arena in front of all those people is more of a reason that it was inappropriate.
Not at all.
No, have to
Not
disagree
at
with
all. I
you.
don't believe that for one bit. No way.
I think
No,
the man again,
That's
as I
actually
said,
showing
no,
admiration.
Yeah, I don't think
It
Jane.
was just-
I don't think Jane can hear you. Anyway, Jane, Sarah's giving out to you. She says, "Not at all, not at all." As the way, I mean, Jane, this we have never, and we probably, Jane, will never experience a moment like that because it's very few people will get to experience the euphoria of, I suppose, winning the World Cup or being in that situation.
Did we not just
But I'm
get
sure she has
nominated?
experience of...
Did we
Hang
not,
on. Hang on, Sarah. Hang on. Sorry, Jane. Go ahead.
did we not just get nominated for an IMRO?
We did just get nominated for an IMRO
There you
award.
go. Surely
But yeah,
that's
but Jane,
on a par.
being nominated or winning an IMRO award is not the same as winning the World Cup with a team of people on a football pitch.
I'm not
Niall,
sure you're right about that.
No, if you do win the award,
I won't be
I'll
kissing
go
Jane.
anyway.
No, I won't be kissing Jane. I'll give her a
I'll
hug.
go kissing anyway.
Why not, Niall? Niall, why not?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
What?
Why would you not?
Well, firstly, because I'm married. Secondly, secondly, that's just not. That's just not in our culture, Jane, because we're Irish. Culturally, the Spanish are different. The Greeks are different. The Italians are different. We're different in the way we express our joy.
Okay, where is that footballer from that had a problem with it?
Where is she from?
Yeah.
Spain. or
Spain.
something.
There
Spain.
you go. Sure, it's not in her culture.
No, it is.
It
But
is her
she
culture.
doesn't think so.
Well, that's what
You
she
do-
doesn't
do you
think
know
so.
more about
Because-
Spanish culture than the footballer?
No,
from
I don't. I
Spain
just see
who
them.
has
No,
a
I just see
problem with
Spanish
it?
people.
Well,
They're constantly.
in regards to Spanish people, like, they're very welcome and they're very kissy-kissy, like, and they're very, when you're
No,
around
I-
their company, like.
How many?
And especially
No.
if you know them.
How many Spanish men
No.
have kissed you without your consent in Spain on the lips? Any one of
Which
you?
people do
Unbelievable.
all the time
Any one
outside
of you? How
nightclubs
many?
and how many people kiss each other at weddings and they're drunk out of their head? You know what I mean?
I just think, Jane, would you? Okay, okay. Jane, I will accept what you're saying in relation to consent, but would you not accept what I'm saying, that it's a complete overreaction?
I think his reaction was very disappointing, and he deserves whatever.
Fair
happens
enough. Okay,
next.
that's the way you feel. But do you think what's happening in this case is a complete overreaction to what he did?
I suppose it's probably not just about this incident, is it? It's about more than that. And that's why people are taking it so
What
seriously.
is that, Niall? Ask her what's added on to that, like, in regards to more than that. Because you can't go any further than what we've seen.
I think the point Jane is making is that it sends out. I'll have to get you lower that back down again, Jane. Sorry. It sends out a message to the world that it's okay to do this. I think that's the point Jane is making. That it's more than just that one kiss.
There's only a certain group that's doing that, Niall.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
all. Yeah. She's
everybody
right
that's
down there.
doing that.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I think anyone with a brain watching that can see what it is. The man was just euphoric. He was just taken over with joy and happiness. He kissed the girl. For Christ's sake, get over it. I remember you saying before the show, you were in a nightclub. Now, I remember that, and somebody grabbed you by the crotch. Remember?
By the ghoulies, yeah. They did,
Yeah. No, that same incident happened to me in a nightclub years ago in Cork, about 20 years ago, right? I didn't go around, and the girls thought it's hilarious, you know? But I mean, I didn't go running off to the bones and say, hey, you want to grab me by the shot and collar?
Can you call the guards?
Yeah, exactly. I just took for what it was. They were pissed out their fucking head.
No, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I do. By the way,
agree.
to be fair, I do accept what Jane is saying because there are some people that feel like that. But I still
Yeah,
believe
but, Niall,
that it's a
I had
complete
an
overreaction.
incident. I had an incident, Niall. I had an incident in work. I was on the phone, right? And this guy I know very well, right? And we'd have a bit of crack and a bit of laugh, right? And I was opening the door and I was pushing something out and I had a phone in one hand. And then next of all, I get a hand on the backside. Well, I tell you, I just didn't know what to do. I was gobsmacked.
But that's not right either.
And I was
Sarah.
shaking.
Yeah.
I was absolutely shaking, right? And then I went into the room and I said, it's the two lads that work with him. I said, you one of you want to have a word with him? I said, because that's very inappropriate. I said, maybe we can all have a bit of crack together and we're all like that. I said, but what he's after doing there, that's uncalled for. Now, he did come back and apologise to me later about it, but the relationship was totally different and it was freaky.
No, and I would agree you with any man who does, but that's quite a Neanderthal thing to be doing nowadays.
Exactly, that's very appropriate. But the kiss of I just think it's out of excitement, and as that lad said, euphoria, and he was just so excited, and everyone is just
well, hang on, let me go to Steve as well. Steve, how are you doing? You're on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
Niall, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I was to travel to wherever you live, and we met each other, and it was a joyous
I call the
occasion
guards
or
if you
whatever,
travel to where I live.
then look for what this is a strange hypothetical, right? Let's say we met each other, and I was overcome with joy to meet the fabulous Niall Boylan, and I grabbed your Mickey. Would that be acceptable?
Hold on. Now, you cannot. Now, hang on. With the greatest respect, Steve, you can't compare, a peck on the lips to grabbing somebody with the genitalia.
Yes, you can.
No,
yes,
you can't. You idiot.
Don't be so
Of
fucking
course
stupid.
you can.
Jeez.
Let me know. Hold on
Don't be
a
so
second. Hold on a
stupid,
second.
will you, moron?
The lips
That's actually
are a
contemplating.
very sexual part of a body. If he had kissed her on the cheek, the forehead, the armpit, I probably wouldn't have thought it as weird.
God.
I wouldn't have thought it as
And
weird.
a Spanish armpit
And
as well.
Kissing somebody on the lips.
Yeah, sorry, John. Go ahead, John.
I'm innocently late in the night now, and I've just got something put into my head now by Steve now. And I have a picture now of Steve grabbing you by the Mickey, and that's going to stay with me all night now.
Yeah, it is going to stay with me too, to be honest with you.
And the language, lads, come on.
Yeah.
That's awful.
So, John,
Tone it down.
you obviously don't agree with him because you believe he's grossly exaggerating what happened.
Completely over the top.
Hold on a second. Nobody is grossly over-exaggerating. A gross over-exaggeration would be somebody going on, he raped her on the stage. That's a gross
No,
over-exaggeration.
hang on. You're the one who just come on the air and used an analogy about how would you feel, Niall, if I grabbed you by the genitalia. That's not what happened at all. You're now making stuff up.
This is no. You're making out that people are saying this is a gross over-exaggeration.
I'm not a football. Steve, can I ask you a question? Hang on, Steve. Can I ask you a question? I'm not a football fan by any stretch of the imagination, right? I think I just don't get the excitement of watching 22 men kicking a bag of air between two sticks, right? But anyway, when they eventually get the bag of air between two sticks and one of them does it, right? He runs off to the side. He puts his hands up to the crowd, right? And this is obviously we're talking Premier League stuff here, right? As the rest of his colleagues and mates run over, they lep on him. They practically ride him on the pitch, and they're kissing the face off him.
Yep.
Yeah, I always think that's all a bit weird.
Here's the thing, Niall.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is about optics. What that man done in the real world is nothing. But at the end of the day, he done it on camera. That's the one. Niall, would you have done that? Niall, would you have done that?
But I personally wouldn't have. No.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
But hang on. But I wouldn't know what I would do if I just won the World Cup and my team had just won the World Cup and I'm, on a pitch, euphoric. Sorry, Sarah, what are you trying to say to Steve?
Here's the thing: you're using an excuse of euphoria and joy.
I'm giving you the statement that he gave. He said it was spontaneous, mutual, euphoric, and consensual.
Bad.
Okay. Well, hang on. Sarah, sorry, you want to say something to Steve? Go ahead, Sarah.
What I was trying to say, it was on impulse. Like, he was so excited. And that's why he done it. Okay?
I'm sure that's what rapists tell people too.
Anyone with a brain could see that. Anyone with a brain could see that.
It wasn't like, because if he sat down and said, if she gets this, I'm going to go over and give her a kiss on the lips. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Where you
I have no idea what neither of you. You two keep talking over each other, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, we're talking sense, we're not talking bullshit.
One of you is talk at a time, please. Thanks.
Sorry, John. You want to say something there? Go ahead.
Well, I'd say, look, it's obviously Steve doesn't get it. Like, he doesn't understand what euphoric means. Like, the man was taken up in the moment, right? He was so happy his country, and the girls had won the World Cup. This is not a Mickey Mouse competition. They had won the World Cup,
Let me ask you something. Have you got kids?
I had kids in my life, but they weren't my born kids, if you understand. Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you, I have a child. And when that child came into this world and I saw that child first, do you think that feeling was greater than winning the World Cup? Because it is the greatest feeling in the world.
I'm not saying
I didn't go around and grab nurses and start wearing the face off them. I didn't do
that.
It's in the point. We know this.
That is a different kind of joy. But when you're on the field, when you're playing, whether it is rugby, soccer, GAA, there's so much about training involved. There's so much training, so much camaraderie with the lads or girls, right? When you win something that big, everyone is in a high, and that includes the manager.
I understand that, but the rapists are also on a high.
I don't know. Don't go down. Don't go down that road.
Stop, would you? He's not a rapist.
Jesus Christ, lad.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, hold on.
Now the man is a rapist, according to Steve.
Hold on, I never said that.
What are you bringing the word rape into it for? What are you bringing the word rape into it for?
Because I'll tell you why. Because you're using the word joy as an excuse for bad behaviour. In the same way, a rapist uses sexual excitement for their bad behaviour. So you can't do either.
Don't be ridiculous. You
can't go around kissing people.
Well, obviously you don't understand. You don't understand the difference between sport, and criminality. Rape is a brutal crime.
I understand.
What happened?
Not sexually assaulting people.
You haven't the fucking clue what you're talking about. You haven't the clue what you're talking about.
I don't kiss people who don't ask me to kiss them.
Go back to your former profession. What you do, go back to your former profession, robbing hoses and beating up women. That's what you're good at.
Okay, well, hang on. Stay there for a second, Steve. Let me just bring Chantal in if I can as well. Chantal, how you doing? You're in Ireland's Classic Hits Radio. How you doing, Chantal?
Hi, Niall. I'm good, and you?
I'm good, Chantal. Okay, is this an overreaction, or is the woman right to be upset that he kissed her on the lips?
No, totally overreaction. And, everybody's getting on this bandwagon of Me Too. That's a nonsense. I mean, it's a World Cup. Your what's her name, Jane? She said, would you kiss her or her boss kiss her if you won the Imra? It's not the same.
No, it's not.
It is a sport of the best, highest ever. I mean, it was in the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Stupid argument.
Listen, let me tell you, I'm from South Africa, okay?
Congratulations.
I've got children, two girls. They were born in South Africa, but they were brought up in Ireland, okay?
Awesome.
And in South Africa, we're all very huggy and kissy. When we go back for holidays, every second or every year, when we go back, my daughters are adults now, they're 20, 21. When we go back there, we meet friends and family, and male friends and family would kiss them on the lips, and they would gross out. And I tell them, listen, don't mind them. It's our culture. You were born. It's just the way they are. but we don't like it. It's gross. I said, fine, just
And
clean
in some cultures, it's okay to have sex with children. But, we think things are bad for reasons. So if you want to say that's your culture and you want to practice your culture, you do that. But don't go around in like a country like Ireland and start kissing people. You'll be branded weird. Trust me. Try it and you'll find out.
What do you mean to be branded weird?
But that's the whole point.
Hang on. Wait, what Chantal is talking about in South Africa would have been the way it was in this country, 30 years ago. Now, I accept that, we have evolved. I have accept that different cultures are different. Spanish people are definitely more clingy, huggy and kissy than Irish people. There's no doubt about that. We see people kissing each other on the cheeks all the time. And whether the man was right in what he did, well, hang on. Whether the man was right or wrong in what he did, I do believe his excuse that in that moment it was spontaneous, it was euphoric, and I also, if you've watched it, Steve, you will see it was momentary. It was just like there was no sexual connotation to it at all.
No. Now, I smell a rat because that girl that was kissed, her face didn't react, nothing. A few days later, she comes around and now she has a problem with it. Hey, there's some kind of movement that written her an email and say, listen, girl, you need to get on this bandwagon now. It's all about creating this chaos now. She had no problem with the kiss at that moment.
Jesus Christ, are you people all stupid? I'm so sorry. I'm trying to keep shut here and not laugh. But what some of you are getting through your heads, and it's very frustrating, is that you can't go around kissing people on the bleeding lips. Should I spell that out for you? I'll send you all an email.
Sorry, Chantal. Chantal, go ahead. Continue what you want to say there.
No, I don't know. I'm so annoyed now. But I just want to tell you one more thing. I'm also kissy huggy. Okay, I learned my lesson in Ireland. Do not kiss. Okay, so I'm not kissing anymore. But at work, my manager is a male. At work, it was his birthday. I think it was last year. And in the office, I was like, happy birthday. And I went towards him and I gave him a hat. And immediately he staggered away. Oh, you don't want HR onto you now. And I'm like, oh, for bleeding. I mean,
yeah, well, that was clearly a joke.
No. I think I get the point that Chantal is making. That when we have more and more of this, people are afraid to even interact or look at each other.
No, they're not.
They are. Don't get me wrong. Nobody should inappropriately do anything. Like Sarah mentioned earlier on, some guy in work slapped her arse, right? That shouldn't be happening. We've moved on from all of that kind of stuff, right? But you have to remember, this was a moment. Whether you believe he was right or whether you believe he was wrong, and I do accept people believe both, you have to take into consideration the moment it happened. But you must take into consideration that at that particular moment in time, he did it, by the way, he hugged all the players. She just happened to be the striker and the main player or captain or whatever she is. I don't know what she is, but she's important of some description in soccer. I know nothing about soccer. And he grabbed her. She grabbed him. She put her arms around him as well, by the way. Can I point out? There was a pair of them in it. And he kissed her on the cheek first.
You said there's about 20 bleeding.
And then he just gave her a quick peck on the lips. Now, whether he should or shouldn't have done it, to me, at this point, is probably irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant. Niall, the man shouldn't have done what he done. And if you
that's fair enough.
If you want to use the excuse of being overwhelmed by emotion, then the courts should be empty because murderers are overwhelmed with emotion.
Would you please stop comparing it to murder and serious crimes? Will you get over yourself, Steve?
Exact same fucking thing.
No, it's not exactly the same thing. I'm going to cut you off in a second because you're starting to irritate me. It's not the same as murder. Will you get over yourself?
It is.
Oh, Jesus
the
Christ.
Crime is not the same.
Sorry, John. Sorry. Am I losing my mind here that he's comparing this with murder?
You really are, you idiot.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's obviously he doesn't understand anything about sport and the emotion that goes with it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's not even got to do. What's it got to do with sport?
Trying to align and to make comparisons with criminality in sport is absolutely ridiculous.
Sport got to do with the sexual assault that happened.
What has giving a woman a peck when you're jubilant, what has that got anything to do with murder? How are you even comparing the two, you nut job?
the question.
It's criminality.
You asked the question, Niall, because a murderer will do the murder based. No, Jesus Christ, let me fucking answer.
I'm not going to let you answer because I am not going to allow you to compare what happened to murder. It's nothing like murder. Nothing like it.
Niall, I'm not saying the crime... Jesus, hold on. Calm down. I am not saying the crime is the same. I did not say that. I'm using the analogy because a criminal will break the law. Will you please shut up and stop interrupting me?
Why are you bringing it up?
A criminal
you don't
will
understand
break the
criminality in sport.
based on emotional reasons. People break the law and commit crimes based on emotional reasons. This man done what he done based on an emotional reason. Therefore, you must treat them the exact same.
There was no law broken. There was no law broken. What part of that don't you understand?
You fucking idiot, it is.
It's a kiss. It's a fucking kiss, you stupid.
Where do you? Come on, I'm going to go down. Where do you? And I'm going to kiss the face off you and see how you like it.
Jesus Christ, I mean, if it was
Come on, I'll go down to you now and I'm going to give you the biggest, wettest. I'm going to ram me thumb down your bleeding throat and see will you ring the cops.
For fuck's sake,
lads,
hang on, let Chantal speak there. Sorry, Chantal, go ahead.
You know what? I didn't even look at the video. When I heard about it, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe we are... You know what? After COVID, there's no more any human touch, any interaction. Everybody is just like afraid of even, I don't know. The warmth and the love of humankind is it's gone. Because if somebody wins a World Cup and a coach kisses a player for, that's amazing. Whoop, kiss. And now everybody's, no. Get a life, young man.
People are not afraid to touch people. People are not afraid. Love still continues. People are still dating still. People still flirt. The world still continues on. But the one thing you don't do is do something you're not invited to do. Definition of assault.
Oh, my goodness.
No, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. You just don't get it.
You don't get it. As I said, wherever
you don't. You're just stick as two fucking planks. That's such a bad.
Yeah, well, that's it. Obviously, attack me ad hominem. You do that. Go ahead, because it's nothing to do with the argument.
But you don't get it. You don't understand. Anyone that would make a comparison with what happened in that moment as the girls winning a World Cup and then link it in any form at all to criminality is an absolute idiot.
But it is criminality. What he did was criminality. What he did was sexual assault, which is against the law.
The law. Can I point out, by the way, Steve, Mr. Excited there, I'm looking at all the WhatsApps and all the texts are coming in and all the callers I've had on the air. You are the only one who is taking it that seriously. Does that tell you something? You are the only one. And I'm looking here. There is nobody else suggesting that what happened should be taken, to the stage that it's been taken. Whether you believe it was right or whether you believe that he shouldn't have done it in that moment and it was, a stupid thing to do, whatever, move on from it. But you're the only one who seems to be taking it to a level of criminality that, the man is going to lose his career. He's lost his job. He's had to resign. He's had to step down. And now the police are investigating.
Mistake, not me.
Yeah.
He made the mistake. He did. He was the one who done it. He done the wrong. If he didn't do wrong...
I'll give you an example of the text coming in. Niall, can you please shut Steve up? He's an obnoxious asshole. I'm only telling you what people are saying.
You got it right the first time, Niall. Niall, please shut up.
No. Please cut that twat off the air, says somebody else. I'm just going to read these here. Somebody said, can I come on and talk to that moron? I'm assuming they're talking about you, by the way. It's not me.
Bring them on.
He can take my place. Let somebody else talk to that moron. I'm going to go to bed now. I'll hate
Well, I've got to go to a break. So I get some. Well, have I got time to get somebody else on to talk to that moron? No, actually, I don't have time really to get somebody else on to talk to that moron. John, this
kisses, Niall, kisses.
This debate, John, is going to go on probably for a long time, and I think it's really sad that the whole thing is going to be overshadowed. What are you going to play for me now, Jane? What are you going to play? Go on, play.
Kiss me.
Oh, stop. See, I mean, she goes from being quite feminist and adamant to making jokes about it. You know what I mean? See, Jane is very unpredictable like that.
Real people, real opinions.
Real Talk Radio, the multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.